Rowie, what are you doing that for? Why do you lift heavy things? And there's probably a much better question to ask than why are you doing that? What happens if you don't do that? A lot of people talk about strength training or lifting heavy things or being fit and being strong in regards to having a great body, having low body fat percentage, looking good naked, looking good in a bikini. I've got to tell you, I'm an old lady. My days of wearing a bikini are probably past. And I'm not particularly interested in anymore in looking amazing. And that, I'll rephrase that. I want to have a stack of energy, and I want to be able to wear lovely clothes, and I want to be able to have a life that's full of activity and energy and excitement and perform at my best. But I'm not, I don't exercise anymore because I want to look good. And I'll rephrase that. Is it possible that if you're really fit and really strong, that the other things will happen anyway? So is it possible that if you're really fit and strong, you'll have better posture because your muscles are pulling on your bones to hold you in the upright position? You'll have great circulation so that you'll have better hair, better skin, better nails, bright eyes, great teeth, all of that stuff. But it's interesting that a lot of people focus on the physical, what happens physically when you're healthy, fit and strong. Well, I've got a different focus. And it's a little bit of a pain focus, and I'll use this as an example. I've run a lot of marathons, and I've never thought to myself while I've been running, I hope I win this marathon, because that's never why I've run a marathon, and I certainly haven't had the ability to do 2-hour marathons either. But I always ask myself when I'm feeling tired or if I feel like giving up, I always say to myself, what would the average person do right now? Or what would a loser do right now? And I share that because for me, that was a really big motivation to keep going. Because average people, if something gets tough, they give up. If I'm a loser, by definition, it means that I stop. You can only lose if you give up or if you stop. So my motivation's always been a little bit on the negative side, which is I don't want to be average, I don't want to be a loser, so I'm going to keep going. One of the focuses that I have on exercise, and this might be helpful for you too, is what happens if I don't exercise. So I'll use the example of brushing your teeth. We brush our teeth because it makes us feel good, yeah? If you go for a few days without brushing your teeth, you obviously don't feel very good. But if I don't brush my teeth, is it possible that I'll get holes in my teeth? I'll need fillings. I could get a toothache. My teeth will be ugly. My teeth could fall out. So it's not, I'm excited to brush my teeth. I really want to have awesome teeth. Usually it's about, I don't want to have ugly teeth. I don't want to have rotten teeth. I don't want my teeth to fall out. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people exercise, I suppose, which is I don't want to get fat, or I don't want to put on weight, or I don't want to get unhealthy. But let's put that into perspective of what actually happens if you don't exercise, and more importantly, if you don't lift heavy things. Because there seems to be a focus on, yes, we need to be fit, but what about strong? So if I let my body, and not even let it, if you just stop. So if you go away for a week and you don't do any exercise, if you have a busy week and you don't find time to exercise, how quickly does our body rot away? Does it waste away? How quickly can we get into trouble? And I think it's a really important question because as a woman in particular, it's not about being sexist or, the differences between men and women, but it seems that men they tend to lift heavier things. They tend to do the outdoor lifting. They tend to, let me lift that heavy bag for you. Let me lift the heavy suitcase for you. I'll carry the shopping in from the car, that kind of thing. Well, every time we do that, every time we don't lift something, every time we could move and we don't, every time we could overload our muscles and bones and we don't, we're giving our body the opportunity to get old really fast. If you don't lift heavy things, it's not about, I won't be able to wear a bikini for me, and I'll share that again, that's not for me. If I don't lift heavy things, there's two really big diseases, major diseases that happen predominantly to women, and that's why I'm using women as an example. Osteopenia and osteoporosis. Osteopenia is wasting of your muscles, and osteoporosis is wasting of your bones. And it's interesting because we often talk about women in particular. We talk about, oh, I want to weigh less. How much do I weigh? I need to weigh myself. But there's three things that if you weigh less, you're going to be in serious challenge. If your bones weigh less, that means you'll get osteoporosis. It's a disease, a bone thinning disease. Osteopenia is muscle wastage disease. It's the translation for that is often rotting of the flesh. Now, I'm saying that quite aggressively because that's what happens. We waste away, we rot away if we don't maintain our muscle. So I can stand on the scale and I'll weigh less because I've got thin bones, and I could weigh less because I have less muscle. But I've got now two diseases, osteoporosis and osteopenia. Wastage of my muscles means that I have a slow metabolism, which means everything I put into my body burns up much slower. So I don't know about you, but I love food. And when I was 20, I ate a lot of food. And when I was 30, I ate a lot of food. And when I was 40, I went, well, maybe I can't eat so much anymore because I'm getting older. Well, that's just not true. The only reason we get old, the only reason we waste away is because we allow our body to do that. So if I maintain strong muscles, strong bones, and of course inside my bones is my inside my bone marrow is my immune system. And of course, a lot of the reasons we get old, a lot of the reasons our body wastes away is a lot of the reasons why our immune system doesn't work is because we're not fit and strong. So if I want to get sick really fast, if I want to pick up diseases really fast because I haven't got an immune system that works anymore, if I want to burn calories much, much slower, so I'm more likely to put on weight fast, a really good way to do that is to stop getting puffed and to stop lifting heavy. So that's one of the reasons why I'm in here. This is what I call my anti-aging center. I'm in my garage in my home, and I have a lot of things in here to make sure that every muscle and every bone and every ligament and every tendon and every joint in my body remains really strong. Now, I can't control my skin aging, for example. It's one of those things that wrinkles are just one of those beautiful things that share with the world that we've gotten older. But I don't want my bones to waste away. I don't want my muscles to waste away. I don't want to weigh less because I'm dehydrated. I can stand on the scales and have osteoporosis, bone thinning disease, lighter bones, osteopenia, wasted muscles, so I have slow metabolism and a disease, and I can weigh less because I've got less water in my body. But what's the point? I don't care about what I weigh. I certainly don't care about whether or not I look good in a bikini. And I get if you're 20, that's probably very important. What's important to me as an older lady is that I have the quality of life, and I always share this, live long, strong. Live long, strong. Stay strong, stay young, because I've got strong muscles, strong bones, a healthy heart, a strong endocrine system, hormonal system, a central nervous system that fires up, and all of that can only happen if I'm really fit and really strong. So how quickly does our body waste away? Does it rot away? Does it get old if we don't use it? And the experts will share with us that, and I'll ask the question without any expert, if you lay in a hospital bed for a week, and then you try and get up and walk around after that 1 week, how weak do you feel? If we are inactive, and unfortunately most people live an inactive life. Does this sound familiar? If it's not you, it might be somebody that you know. We wake up in the morning, we sit at the breakfast table, we sit in the car to go to work or on the train or the bus, we sit at our office desk or we sit at work, we sit at lunchtime and have our lunch, we sit back at our desk or at work, we sit back in the car, the bus or the train, we come home, we sit at the dinner table, we sit on the lounge, we lie down, go to bed and start all over again. That's about the same as lying in a hospital bed. We waste away really fast. That means we get old really fast, we're going to get sick really fast, because if your muscles aren't pulling on your bones waste away, which means your immune system wastes away because that's built inside our bones. So our chances of getting sick really fast. So we get old fast, we get sick fast, we get fat really fast. If you waste muscle tissue away, your metabolism slows down at a rapid rate. Your muscles are the engine of your body. And of course, at 20, we've all got a jet engine. By 30, we've got a V8. By 40, we've got a V6. By 50, we've got a 4-cylinder. And by 60, we've got a 2-stroke lawnmower engine putting around trying to burn up the fuel that we put into it. But that only happens because we let it. I can be 60 and have a jet engine if I make sure that I use every muscle and bone in my body as often as possible. Now, the interesting thing about strength training, the thing that keeps us young and the thing that makes sure that we don't get osteoporosis and osteopenia, is that yes, you've got to overload every single muscle and bone in your body, but that's not what makes us stronger. We only get stronger when we regenerate, recuperate, and then super compensate from our exercise. So what I've just done now is I've put tiny tears in my muscle fibers. They now have to recover, regenerate, and super compensate, which means next time I come back I can lift heavier. That's why strength training is such a simple way to know that we're staying young, because if you can maintain your muscle by lifting the same amount of weight or more, and that's why I get really excited. Even at my age, I get really excited when I can lift heavier than I did last time, because my muscles have super compensated from my last workout, which means I'm staying younger and I'm going to keep getting younger and stronger even though I'm living longer. Whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's look good in a bikini, have a stack of energy, perform at your best at everything you do, be a great parent, be a great lover, be a great boss, be the person every day that can do all the things that you want to do because you've got a body that can keep up with you. How can you do that if you're not fit and you're not strong? And if you get unfit and if you get weak, that's how we get old really fast, really fast. So osteoporosis, osteopenia, a body that wastes away and gets old doesn't have to if you stay really fit and if you stay really strong. So how do you do that? And this is how simple it is. As an exercise professional, I always share this in the quickest, most simple way possible. Get puffed to get fit. Get puffed to get fit, and it takes 10 seconds to get puffed. So get puffed several times throughout the day to be fit. To get strong, you just have to do an exercise program that overloads every single muscle and bone in your body. Keep going till you can't do any more. Muscles can't count and they're blind, so they don't know what you're lifting. As long as you keep going till you can't do any more, and if you want a strong brain, do one more than you think you can do, which then gives you neurogenesis and neuroplasticity in your brain, so you actually can do more than you thought you could, which means you think differently and your brain gets tougher and stronger as well. So get puffed to get fit, lift heavy to get strong. Get puffed to get fit, lift heavy to get strong, and stay young and strong for long. Wouldn't that be awesome?